How are you, first and foremost? It's been a little while. I think Qatar, possibly.
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Excellent.
All good.
I know Manchester City are rivals, but watching all their celebrations, how many memories has that brought back for you of 2019?
I haven't watched too much, to be honest. I've tried to stay away from that, but yeah, the lads will be enjoying themselves for sure over the last few days, and rightly so. They've been incredible this season, and fair play to them. They deserve everything they've achieved. But yeah, they'll have been celebrating hard over the past few days, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they stumble in later on to the hotel. I mean, you say you've not seen much of it. I can fill you in on some, and I don't think you'll be that surprised to know that Jack Grealish has been right in the centre of all of it. Something about a turkey, and somebody then, I think it was Calvin Phillips, pouring vodka down his neck, so I don't know how useful he's going to be.
Sounds like Jack, yeah.
Yeah, very much so. But when you kind of think about that, how difficult is it? Because I know you then had to, get involved in a camp straight after that. How long is it going to take them to kind of get down to proper business again?
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's hard with the season they've had, with what they've achieved. It'll be tough for them to then recover after the last few days to come in, but hopefully, they've got a bit longer than what we probably did. We had Nations League, I think, at that time, so they'll have a bit longer. I'd imagine won't be involved so much in the first game, but could be probably ready for the second one maybe. And the professional lads, yes, they'll have been enjoying the last few days, but when they come in here, I'm sure they'll be raring to get training and get going again to contribute to England, because at the end of the day, it's always a privilege and an honour to represent your country, and you can't take that for granted. So yes, they'll have enjoyed it, but when they come in, I'm sure they'll want to be a part of the next couple of games. Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be some players taking the mickey a little bit of some of the antics. That's what usually happens when we see stuff on socials. Maybe
if the lads have been watching, but like I say, they deserve everything they've got.
Yeah, they really do. I want to talk about Levi Carlwell, because obviously he's come up from the under-21s to join you for training this week. How's he been getting on?
Really good. Obviously seen him a little bit for Brighton this season, and he's played so well. And he's come in here and settled in straight away. You can see he's a very good player, very young, but yeah, he's come and handled himself really well in training, and seems like a really nice lad as well. So yeah, he's been a big plus coming into the squad.
It's that time of year where transfers always get going, the rumour mill starts. I think the window doesn't open till tomorrow, and we've had so many rumours already. And I remember speaking to Gareth Southgate before, and he said he doesn't really like June for for that reason. In terms of you as players, though, what's it like? Is it a nice escapism coming to St George's Park and having a camp in the middle of all that chaos going on?
To be honest, I think as players, and the window, it is what it is. You're used to it that much. You just, it doesn't really affect us as players. All that we're focused on is coming here and the 2 games to try and get maximum points for the group to qualify for the Euros next year. That's the most important thing, and that's all the focus is on, really. So training's got to be good to a high standard like we used to and like we normally have, even though we've had 1 or 2 weeks prior to that maybe of a change of scenery, but we've still needed to train and keep up the speed because the games come pretty quick. So we'll have to say the training's been very good over the last few days, as I thought it would be, and yeah, the lads look in great shape, ready to go in the next 2 games.
Which is brilliant, because you're in a great position in the group, having won arguably the 2 hardest matches at the start of it as well. So, I know in particular North Macedonia really tough, but does it perhaps give an opportunity to experiment a little bit, particularly against Malta maybe?
I think it's down to the manager in terms of team selection and what he wants to do, but whoever plays needs to be on it 100%. I think we always respect our opponents. I think Malta and North Macedonia will make it difficult and be very hard to beat or break down at times. But at the same time, if we're performing to the level we're capable of and we're on it, then yes, of course, we should be winning the games. But it's never easy. Football game, anybody can win, and you need to be 100%, otherwise you're in trouble.
When I sat down with Gareth Southgate the other week when he announced the squad, we spoke about Trent AlexanderArnolds' new role for Liverpool and what it could potentially do for England going forward. Obviously it's been experimented with before and perhaps didn't work that well, but what does he bring to the table in that new role, and could that convert over internationally?
Potentially. I think it's worked really well for Liverpool. I think Trent is an outstanding player, and a player that you want in your team because of the attributes that he has, and it's worked really well for us at Liverpool towards the back end of the season. He performed really well, and he had a new lease of life really, so that's one positive, and hopefully then he can transcend that into the national team. Whatever role that is, he needs to be ready and be able to perform to the levels that he has been, whether or not that is at right back or midfield or whatever the manager thinks is best for the team. He just needs to be ready and play to the levels that he has been over the last few months.
Just one last quick question before we get into some more fun stuff. But on Declan Rice, as one of the senior members of the squad, the last 4 years of his career internationally and domestically, what change have you seen in him? Because he's gone from a young lad breaking into the England squad to captain at West Ham, a leader as well for England when you've been injured. How have you seen the journey that he's had to now being a European champion?
Yeah, incredible journey for him, and he's still so young as well. Still got a lot to go for, but yeah, an incredible person first and foremost around the camp. He's great to have around, a great laugh, but on the pitch, the qualities he has, he's grew into the leadership role that he's been given at West Ham, and then obviously coming here as well. So yeah, top player, and I was delighted for him to lift the trophy for West Ham, a club that he loves so much, and for him to do that would have meant an awful lot to him. So I was delighted for him. A big moment for him, and he deserves it because he's worked so hard. And when you work that hard, you get what you deserve in the end.